Alright, it's that time again for a little video. In this one I'm going to bring you some real truths. And now that things have calmed down a bit and people's attention have been moved away from one person's sexual preferences and porn habits onto something more significant, that being the Jeffrey Epstein case and the unsealing of all of these court records, showing tons of prominent and very high profile people having very close ties to a convicted sex criminal, Jeffrey Epstein, who was suicided in New York in 2019 and who by all likelihoods was running a clandestine blackmailing operation with the CIA and Mossad, blackmailing all of these high profile and prominent people, hence why he got killed. But this is not really what I'm going to be talking about in this video, other than to highlight the powers that be behind everything. I'm going to leave the case of Jeffrey Epstein to professionals like Whitney Webb, and let's get on with it. Unfortunately, it is again necessary to address some real personal matters relating to my sexual preferences and porn habits. I'm sure everybody has noticed over the last period of time, before the Jeffrey Epstein case re-emerged, how the state arbiters of this global social engineering program have been blasting out obsessively my private affairs, a classic move by intelligence agencies who are running the program and the psychological operations to distract and misdirect attention, because obviously my porn habits and sexual preferences, as long as they are legal, are completely irrelevant. Nobody should give a fuck. However, my affairs are constantly being made into something sensational, notwithstanding how my life is becoming ever more restricted. It is, however, true that as of late I have been watching a bit of transsexual porn, which is something that I have done from time to time and not actually something that I have hidden either. I have even spoken about it previously in a video called My Achilles Heel from about a year ago. I have evolved quite a lot over the last year, and in this video I'm going to make sure that the powers that be, the intelligence agencies who run this global social engineering program and who remote neural monitor and manipulate me, no longer have this Achilles heel over me any longer. And since they were aware that I was going to make this video, they have been trying to do everything that they can to persuade all of the sources of information that I receive on a daily basis to try to indirectly influence me from outing myself like I'm doing in this video. Which really goes to show how so-called independent media can be a real good source of information on many, if not most topics. However, when it comes to the global social engineering program and the powers that be uses of highly advanced behavioral modification and control technologies, basically on everybody now, obviously I have been personally targeted and manipulated for decades by these intelligence agencies who are running the program. However, these forces are now clearly rolling out all of these advanced electromagnetic control and manipulation technologies publicly. And yet nobody from the so-called independent media are running with this story, let alone interviewing the main protagonist of this global social engineering program. Something that is unfathomable and indicative of a bigger problem, with serious ramifications for everybody. For me personally, going forward, I'm not going to let them have any holds over me any longer. And the only things that they really had against me ever was my kinks. That being my curious attraction to transsexuals and my like of anal sex and play, preferably with girlfriends. You see, because I have never had any sexual attraction whatsoever to men or boys in any way, shape or form, and I still don't. And however my kinks came about naturally or coercively through these remote manipulations and the introduction of this whole genre by my ex-girlfriend is now irrelevant, because things are what they are and there really isn't any more to be said on this topic other than to say that if you are a target of the intelligence agencies, you need to annihilate any holds that they may have over you, something that I should have done properly a lot sooner.